Hey guys, welcome back to another Monday makeup lesson. Today we are still on chapter 4 of my book. So if you guys have my book, go to page 32. Today we're talking about bronzing versus contour. The trick with contouring versus bronzing is to remember that bronzing is anything from the sun. So it's the high point of the face, anywhere that the sun hits, that's where we bronze. Contour is about shadow, so it's the low points of the face. You also want to make sure you're using different products for each one and even a different brush to help you with each one as well. So starting off with bronzers, this is a perfect example of a bronzer, and this is the L'Oreal Glam Bronzer. It's one of my favorites. It can be used on the face and the body. Basically what you do is use a large brush, and the larger the better when it comes to bronzing the skin, because we literally just want to apply a light layer across the forehead, across the cheeks, and then on the chin. And this can actually be then used down the chest, the top of the shoulders, down the center of the arms, and down the center of the legs as well. By using a large brush, you're going to disperse a little bit of product and you're going to get that nice, gorgeous, bronzy, I just came back from holiday sort of look. One thing I also want to mention is that highlighters and bronzers can be pretty much the same thing. It just depends on your skin tone. For instance, I would use the Mary Luminizer, and this will give my skin that highlighted glow across the top of the cheekbones. Whereas if I want that bronzy glow, I would use the Betty Luminizer. But for some people with darker skin tones, the Mary Luminizer would be too much, and Betty Luminizer would be their version of a highlighter. If you put those two together and you say highlighters and bronzers are kind of in the same family, they're just different tones, it actually does make it a lot easier, and it helps you to remember that these are not used for contouring. Contouring then is a little tricky, and finding the right contour shade can be even trickier. It actually depends on your undertone, which we talked about already in the book. So whether you have a warm, cool, or neutral undertone, Holla Bronzer can actually be used for bronzing the skin, but it can also be used for contouring. And I think this is where the confusion comes from, because if you read the back of this, it says like, believe the bronze. But then you can see it doesn't have that yellow undertone that the Glam Bronzer does. So this cannot be used for contouring, but this can be used for both. Alternatively, if you're very pale, very cool skin toned, you're gonna need something like Taupe Blush, which I think has actually been discontinued. Sad face. This is by NYX, and it has grey undertones, so you can see the difference between the two. You'd also use a different brush for contouring as well. For bronzing, we used a large brush. For contouring, we're going to use these kind of shaped brushes, smaller tapered brushes even, or even a foundation brush with a bit of an angle will also work. These are just great because they're designed for contouring. The little miniature one is great for contouring the nose, and then the larger one is for your full face. If we used a larger brush and tried to contour, we'd actually end up with contour on our cheekbones and underneath, and that just wouldn't work. So it's important to use the right style of brush to go along with what you're using, whether you're bronzing or you're contouring. Next week, we're going to be talking about highlighting and highlighter, so I'll see you guys on that one for next Monday, but I'll see you guys on Friday before then. And oh, I want to say thank you so much for helping me reach 800,000 subscribers. It's insane. It's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. You share my videos, you tell your friends about my channel, and it just honestly means so much to me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in a video on Friday. Bye guys. Hotel, which was absolutely amazing. I love that hotel. It's my favorite one, but because we were doing a shoot for Expose, they actually let me stay